Hello everyone and welcome to this week's foundation review, where I am going to be testing out a foundation that I myself have been wanting to test out for a while now, especially because, well, I mean, first off, I had seen it on Sephora's website, and then second off, a lot of people I feel like have been giving it good reviews on YouTube, so I am very curious to finally be able to test out this Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation. It's medium coverage with a natural, dreamy finish, according to the box. I just haven't been able to try it out because they've been sold out of my shade pretty much ever since it released, so yay for being one of the more common shades of skin out there, I guess. Anywho, here you go. For your typical 1 fluid ounce of product, it'll set you back a whopping $42, so it's a pricey bugger. And if I can count still in my old age, there are 36 different shades available to choose from. Hopefully I'll be able to find arm swatches somewhere, but just looking at the models that they have chosen to display their foundation shades, it looks like a pretty decent shade range. Definitely some shades for the paler folk out there, and definitely shades for the deeper skinned folk out there, and lots of stuff in between. Here are some more of the specs. It's going to be hydrating and good for dullness and uneven texture, and it's also clean and safe and all of that stuff, which is excellent. And they say that not only is this a clean foundation, but it is going to improve the skin over time because it's got hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, peptides, squalane, vitamin B5, arnica, and caffeine in it. But yeah, here you go. Here's what those ingredients do, apparently. It's also vegan and cruelty-free, which is great. And also it just says it's going to instantly blend like a second skin with a natural finish that's going to blur and minimize the pores, be long wearing, it's silicone free, and the usage is easy peasy. You can apply it with anything you would like, it looks like. Use 1 pump for light coverage or 2 for medium, and also it has recycling instructions, which is great because it means it's recyclable. So let's crack on into this. Shade that I got is light neutral 140, as you can see, and as I said, it has been sold out for a hot minute. It is a nice frosted glass bottle, very pretty, got the yellow cap on there. As you can see, I have many things going on my skin at the moment. Yay hormones. I don't actually feel yay about it, but hey, here we are. I've got stuff to test this foundation out on. Scabs, zits, all of the fun stuff that we just love about skin, right? Yes, yes. So, giving this a good shaking, we're gonna try brush and sponge today. No primer today. Glasses always. And let's just see. It's got a pump. You guys know I love pumps when they work, and this one did great. Oh, I mean, that's a smell. I was expecting it to smell like SPF, but I don't think that that's actually the case. I wish I could put my nose on what that smells like. Not my favorite. Hopefully scent dissipates. It's kind of like a weird herbally floral. Well, either way. Looks like it blended pretty easily. It just kind of feels like it's sitting on top of the skin for now, but we'll see. Maybe with time it'll kind of dry down and get better. That was far too much for just the other half of my face, but you can clearly see a difference. We definitely got some coverage, so that's great. Now let's see what we can get with a sponge. As I said, that was too much. Don't worry, I'm not using all of it. Not yet anyways. I would say it's pretty comparable coverage on both sides, surprisingly. Certainly sheerer on the side of the sponge, but overall, looking alright so far. Now let's see how this does layering, if it can fulfill its promise. Can we get that medium coverage? Let's give it a try. I would certainly say I was able to build up coverage. I don't think it looks perfect overall, but but it doesn't look bad, you know. I just think in places like around my nose and my drier scab parts, it doesn't look the best, but you know, I think it's doing its best. I think it gave me the medium coverage that it promised, and overall, like I said, I think it looks all right. Definitely much more on the dewy side of things and lightweight feeling overall. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup and then live my life today, and then I'll show you the results at the end of the night. So I'll see you in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. It's end of the night here on day 1. I am so ready to go to bed. I did a live stream tonight, explained why my brain is absolutely fried after today. If you want to watch that, it's really not that interesting, but what a day. I'm glad it's over. However, I'm curious to see how the foundation wore. It has felt good overall, a little greasy, a little oily in my T-zone, but you know, I'm gonna hold out hope. Let's see, fingers crossed. Hopefully it faded gracefully. Let's see how it looks. All right, no, it looks exactly how I thought it was gonna look. It doesn't look awful by any means. It looks like I have oily skin. Has definitely faded on and around my nose. Kind of wipes right off if and when I touch it. Yeah, that's how it was feeling and how it was looking. Does that, yeah, you get what I'm saying? Hopefully primer will help with this. Hopefully concealer will help so I don't have to pile on so much of it on my blemishes and whatnot. But I won't know these things until I actually try these things. Thankfully for you all, you won't have to wait the 48 hours that I have to wait in order to do this testing. You all? You'll just have to wait a second. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. End of the night here on day 3 of testing out this foundation, and I have things to tell you. Let me show you at the same time, shall I? I shall. If you continue to watch, I shall continue to show and tell. So, on day 2, that was 4. On day 2, I went ahead and used my Smashbox primer as well as my Laura Mercier full cover concealer so that hopefully I could use less of the foundation to cover up my problem bits at the moment. I also did brush and sponge once again to apply, and layered a bit of the foundation just to get the coverage that I wanted on my larger zits. I thought overall it looked pretty good, you know, dewy and almost skin-like. And while it felt fine and lightweight all day, I could tell that I was wearing makeup overall. It just has that feeling on the skin, and also that any of my oily bits, if I touched those, it would probably wipe off. At least that was the feeling that it was giving me. So at the end of the night, I was pretty pleasantly surprised to see that there was still as much of it on my face as there was. I thought it had faded quite gracefully, all things considered, especially on the areas where I applied a bit more than the rest. Definitely a more graceful fade than day 1 with no primer on, but it did wipe off, you know, on my oily spots like my nose and my forehead, like I said, and as you can see, or as you have seen on screen here. So for day 3, I was a bit trepidatious going in using my Girl on Beautiful Balls primer because it is mattifying, and you know, on my bigger zits, I'm really wanting to moisturize more than mattify because otherwise the mattifying is bringing out the dryness, the scabbiness. But for science, I did it. And also used my Too Faced concealer to really get some heavy duty coverage going. And overall, I thought it looked, you know, just fine. It looked pretty similar to day 2. Maybe it blended a little less well on my nose in my nose pores, but I think a lot of that can be attributed to the fact that, you know, I'm using a hydrating foundation on top of a mattifying primer. And looking at it at the end of the day here, please ignore my very transfery eyeliner, but I think it looks the best at the end of the day here that it has looked on any of the days. Quite honestly, I'm shocked that it looks as good as it does right now. I thought I would have a lot of fading on my face. I had a bit of a date night tonight, so I mean, it wasn't because of physical touching or anything. It was a video call, but like showing the cats, had cats in my face, like cat hair on the face, so I thought I was gonna have a lot more spots where the foundation did not last at all. So to see that it actually lasted very well, I'm quite shocked. So I'm very conflicted, even though I know where I stand on this, in that I probably won't continue to wear it. But that being said, it still looks like it has the potential to be a pretty nice foundation. Let me give you the pros and the cons. You know, for pros, I would certainly say that this applies and it blends very nicely, very easily. As far as I can remember, I didn't have any problems with it anyways. And as long as you don't have oily skin, this can feel very lightweight, you know, like on my cheeks and stuff. I can tell that I'm wearing foundation, but it does feel like a very lightweight foundation. It's just on my greasy spots, like my T-zone, where I can really tell that I'm wearing the foundation, and it's slightly uncomfortable in that sense. And also, I feel like the fade is pretty graceful on this. Like I said, I mean, certainly tonight, but even on days 1 and 2, even though it had faded in spots, I don't remember it being too terribly horrific. So I can certainly see the pluses to this foundation for many people. For me, the cons all come in with my oily skin. I certainly would not be able to wear this in the summer. I cannot see this wearing well with sweat, particularly because of my oils, and this does get oily and greasy feeling pretty freaking quickly here on my skin in the winter/spring weather that we're experiencing here in Minnesota right now. You know, I'm sure you noticed the hours. It's not like I've been wearing this for tons and tons of hours each day. I didn't even make it past 10 hours because it just gets quite oily feeling quite quickly, and it's just that feeling where I'm scared that it's gonna transfer off. Not necessarily that it's going to, but I don't like that feeling on my skin. It's just a personal preference. And also, like said, it does transfer with my oils, like when I do my swipe test. But that being said, I feel like the fade is graceful enough where you can't tell that it transferred off. So like, take these things with grains of salt. You know, whether or not you're gonna take the whole salt shaker, that's up to you. But I could definitely see this working best on probably normal skin, you know? I don't know, maybe combo, maybe dry. I don't feel like this exasperated any of my dry patches at the moment. So like, I don't know. I hope this was helpful for you guys in seeing how it wears on oily skin. Like I said, I just get the feeling that this isn't gonna do well in the hot months for me. I have no proof. It's just the feeling I get, and it's just a personal preference on how I like my foundations to feel. So even though, like I said, I think this looks quite nice on my skin right now, I just can't see myself reaching for this one in the long run. So please let me and the rest of the Casserole fam know in those comments down below. Have you tried out this foundation? How did it do for you? What kind of skin do you have? All that good stuff. You can also let me know if there are any other foundations or products that you want to see me test here in a weekly wear coming up. You can also just let me know how you think it looks on my skin. Seriously, tell me/us all of the things in those comments down below. Each comment equals a tummy rub for Mr. Fig, and G if he'll allow it. So please let me know all of the things in the comments down below. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video. Oh my god, cat hair. Found it helpful somehow, whatever the case may be, by giving it a thumbs up down below. I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap the notification bell down below and become a member of my Casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!